สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today I'm gonna make a much requested dish called Kanom Jeen Namya. Now Kanom Jeen is a type of round rice noodles and Namya is the name of the sauce that's gonna go on top of these noodles. Now I like to think of these as the Thai version of spaghetti because we serve Kanom Jeen with lots and lots of different types of sauces and it's got sort of the same consistency as pasta sauces, so not too soupy. And this particular sauce, the Namya sauce, is very popular in the South, and I grew up in the South, so I grew up eating this all the time. So I'm really excited to be finally doing this recipe. Let's get started. So Namya sauce is basically a curry thickened with fish. You'll see how in a second. I've got a pot here with a little bit of water, and I'm gonna poach my fish. But first, I want to flavor the broth with some herbs. I've got some lemongrass that I've just smashed. Also some galangal that I've sliced thinly, dropping those in. Now, the most important herb though is grachai. So this is grachai. In English, it's called finger root because it's sort of like the size of a finger. They grow underground. It has this beautiful cooling, almost a little bit medicinal, but in a good way. It's really hard to describe unless you smell it. This is a fresh version that's really hard to find. A lot of Asian grocery stores will carry the jarred ones. Sometimes they're whole like this one and it's just in brine. And sometimes it's julienne and you can use those as well. This is actually a pretty good substitute. If you can't find it, just leave it out. Like there's really no good substitute. But I have to say that it is a major unique flavor in this dish. So if you decide to leave it out, just know that the flavor will really be quite different at the end of the day. It's still gonna be good. It's just not gonna be Kanom Jeen Namya flavor, okay? So do look for that if possible. Just slice this up really roughly. Oh, it almost smells a little spicy, like a little peppery. And so the fish, so I am using tilapia for this, and this is just frozen tilapia. We're gonna mush this fish up later, so it really doesn't matter what you use, just something inexpensive and mild flavor, okay? Just gonna let this poach until it's cooked. All right, so the fish is done, and you know it's done by simply just trying to break it off, and if it comes off easily, then it's done. Now I'm just gonna take the fish and put it in my mortar and pestle. Yes, this is an interesting method for some of you perhaps. These herbs are done. I'm just gonna fish them out, but I'm saving the water because that water now has some of the fish flavor and some of the herbs aromas. All right, I'm just gonna let this sit, and now let's make the curry paste. So as with any Thai curry paste, we need some chilies. So I'm using some dry chilies. These are actually not Thai dry chilies. I don't have those right now, but you can choose any kind. The bigger they are, the milder they tend to be. So these are spicy-ish, but not as spicy as the Thai one, so I can actually use more. And what I did is I cut them, I took the seeds out, and I let them soak in hot water just for 15-20 minutes until they're rehydrated. And that just helps them grind a little bit better. As you notice, the seeds will fall to the bottom. If you don't want it spicy, you just leave the seeds at the bottom. And the rest of the ingredients are really classic curry paste ingredients, such as lemongrass, some galangal. And by the way, if you want to throw in the herbs that you fished out from the fish poaching and throw them in here, you can as well. Nothing wrong with that. Some more grachai, so some more finger roots. This time I've just chopped them up. Some shallots, lots of shallots. I don't think there's a single Thai curry paste that I can think of that doesn't contain shallots and garlic. Turmeric, and turmeric I'm using fresh. You can use a teaspoon of turmeric powder if you want. Now I'm going to blend this, but I'm going to add some of my coconut milk in here just to help it go. I forgot to add one more ingredient, and that is fermented shrimp paste or kapi. I really like it, but you may think it's a bit of a strong smell. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. It adds saltiness and also really like a punch of umami. It really lifts the flavor. That smells like Kanom Jeen Namya. So now I'm gonna pour this into that pot that we had the fish water in earlier. So I'm gonna bring my sauce to a simmer, and now I'm gonna add the rest of my coconut milk. Now, the fish. So I've got my fish here in my mortar and pestle, and I'm just gonna pound it until it's light and fluffy, and that is gonna be my sauce thickener. This is why you don't want to go with an expensive fish. So now I'm just gonna take all of my fluffy fish and add it to my sauce. You know, my guess is that back in the day when people came up with this recipe, it was a really good way of making a small amount of fish, stretch out a small amount of fish so everybody in the family can get a little bit of protein. Look how thick and luscious that is. So now I'm gonna season this really simply with some fish sauce, but I'm not adding all of it, just half of it, because we're gonna let this reduce and you know, you just never know. A little bit of sweetness to balance the saltiness with palm sugar. All right, now let this simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. You wanna cook all the herbs and mingle and marry the flavors, and then we are so close to being done. Let's talk noodles. So Kanom Jeen is fresh rice noodles that are tender, round, and sort of the size of a spaghettini, so smaller than spaghetti. I can't get fresh Kanom Jeen here, so I get the dry ones, okay, which you can get at an Asian grocery store. There are a couple of sizes. Make sure you get the fine one. And all I did was drop these into boiling water for about 7 minutes. Then I take them out and put them in a bowl of cold water that'll wash away the starch, which make the noodles really sticky and also stop them from cooking. Then I grab them and put them in a cute little bundle on some paper towel to help absorb extra liquid, and it'll also make them easy to portion out at the end, because if they're in a big bundle, then you're gonna have a hard time trying to separate them out into different portions, right? So like this, you know, one person can take 2 of these little bundles. If you can't find this, there are a couple other options. There's something like this, which is also rice noodles, and they come in little discs like this. And this one is from Thailand, actually. It's dry Kanom Jeen. It's actually made for Kanom Jeen, but it's made from wheat. Okay, the texture is similar to the rice noodles, so lots of different options here. You really can't go wrong. All right, the sauce is done, and it smells fantastic. I'm gonna give it a final taste. Oh, I just love that smell. Oh, so good. I'm gonna put some more fish sauce in. Oh, it's got a kick. Whew. And I'm also gonna add some tamarind juice. So tamarind juice, I don't want this to taste sour, but it will sort of brighten up all the flavors. Final taste after adding the tamarind. Perfect. Oh, so good. I'm gonna grab just a couple of bundles of my Kanom Jeen. Now these are at room temperature. If you want, you can heat this up in the microwave or steam it. And now, Kanom Jeen always comes with lots of different sides. Oh, the sauce on the noodles. Oh my God, look how good that is. Now, I know it looks really beautiful now, but there's no choice but to just mess it all up. There you go. And I love making my own, because sometimes you go to Thailand and, you know, they try to save on cost and they give you so little fish and the sauce is quite thin and runny. When you make it yourself, you can be as generous as you want, and I like it rich and full of fish. Perfect. Yes. Oh, that's good. Wow. Every time I eat it, I'm surprised how good it is. And it's just such an amazing aroma of the combination of all the different herbs. The flavor from the grachai really comes out. Wow, this really reminds me of when I was living in Hat Yai, because when I was growing up in the southern part of Thailand, we would go to a place that specializes in Kanom Jeen Namya all the time. So when I eat this, it just brings back childhood memories, and it's a really, really easy curry to make. So I hope you give this a try. This is not something you can find in most Thai restaurants, so if you wanna know what this is like, you gotta make it yourself or go to Thailand. So the recipe, as always, will be on hotthakitchen.com. When you make it, send me a photo on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal. If you can't find it fresh, I have it somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, here it is.